From United Nations Television, this is UN in Action.
Worldwide, violence against women and girls can happen anywhere, anytime. No girl or woman, rich or poor, is entirely free of the risk. Such is the situation in Haiti today, where running simple errands, even in broad daylight, can be dangerous for girls.
As I got closer to the bakery, I saw a man sitting and looking suspiciously at me.
As 13-year-old Katiana passed him, he grabbed her.
Then I started to scream. He put one hand on my neck and the other one over my mouth and threw me on the ground. He asked me to pull down my panties.
She bravely resisted and managed to fight him off. This time Katiana was lucky, but many others aren't. Here in Haiti, violence against women and girls has been endemic for decades. But since the huge earthquake in January 2010 flattened the island, leaving tragedy and devastation of an unprecedented scale, the plight of women and girls has only got worse. Kathy Mangones works with the UN Development Fund for Women, UNIFEM, in Haiti.
We know that natural disasters, with the ensuing disruption of community, displacements of populations, the breakdown in security, all create a perfect storm to increase women and girls' vulnerability to violence in all of its forms.
UNIFEM supports local women's organizations like this one, which sends teams out to the camps for displaced people to warn women of the increased danger, push for increased police patrols to protect them, and advise victims of their rights. But sadly, it is not just in the chaos after disasters that women and girls find themselves increasingly at risk of violence. Shockingly, as many as 3/4 of all women and girls around the world will be beaten, raped, or abused in their lifetime. And for many, the perpetrator is their husband or partner. Maria Amalia Reyes was beaten repeatedly over the years by her husband, often in front of her young children.
He would get drunk, he would beat me. He would put his gun inside my mouth and tell me, if you yell, I'll kill you. And I'll leave your brains splattered on the walls.
Here in Honduras, it is said that one woman is killed at the hands of her partner every 20 days. Wherever it happens, whether sexual or physical, violence against women has a devastating impact on every aspect of their lives.
One of the most serious consequences of rape is that these women lose the ability to provide for themselves and their children.
Jermaine Chirigiri works with an organization for rape victims in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where hundreds of thousands of women have been sexually assaulted during the past 10 years of conflict.
Once they have been raped, they stop going to the distant fields to harvest. They stop going to the market where they usually go to get their food.
When women's ability to provide is disrupted by violence, it erodes the efforts of countries that are struggling to get out of poverty, says UNIFEM's Maria Jose Alcala.
It affects their economic participation and their full contributions to societies and economies. It affects girls' education, it affects the HIV and AIDS pandemic, it affects women's health.
To help combat this, political leadership is vital, she says, and governments need to end impunity against perpetrators.
They need to enforce the laws, they need to establish the rule of law, that violence against women is not to be tolerated.
What's more, she says educational programs are needed to help change attitudes.
They need to invest in the educational opportunities for both girls and women, boys and men of all ages, to understand that there is zero tolerance for violence against women. And this is something that can be done, and we can do something to stop it.
It's only with concerted efforts like these that women and girls will be able to contribute fully to the improvement of their own lives and to those around them. This report was produced by Jill Fickling and Lee Devine for the United Nations.